to support this bill, the Jurors' Age of Excusal Amendment Bill. I'd like to congratulate Carl Bates, the member, for this bill and how it's been put together. It is, in fact, quite simple, with an increase of the age from 65 to the proposed 72, and I think that, as the member has said in his introduction today, is something that we discussed through Select Committee, and again, being a member of the Hard-Working Justice Committee, it will be another bill that we will put our minds to, and that age, whether it sits at 72, and the member has given some reasons around that, but it will also give the submitters the opportunity to look at that age and give some feedback, and I think that will be quite valuable through the Select Committee process. Just reading the existing legislation at the moment, I found it really confusing. At the moment, it uses in section 15(2), it says must exclude. And to me, from my RMA background, must would mean that you cannot sit if you're over 65. But then it goes on to another section in the existing legislation around 15A(2), where it says a written application will permanently excuse you. So they kind of seem if you're already over the age of 65, you're excluded. However, you can also write and be excluded, and I don't quite get the concept there. So there will be something for officials to explain the current legislation and how that actually matches together. And if we use that same terminology in this bill, just actually how that actually works. My story, I actually did want to tell a bit of a story around being on a jury because it's something that I've always wanted to be a part of, and through my life experience so far, every time I get called to jury service, I've been a Marlborough District Councillor or something for a certain reason haven't been able to serve, and had the unusual experience becoming an MP, being asked to be on the jury prior to becoming an MP, and obviously then being here as an MP and then trying to explain through writing some letters that I was no longer eligible because you're, as the Speaker would know and other members would know, we can't sit as a juror. Ended up being quite an episode because as you write letters back and waiting responses and obviously the post and the way that worked, it was right on the narrow edge of possibly having to be there, and I was like, I'm excluded, but so I couldn't use the excuse of being over 65, so maybe that's something, but that was a story there. So hopefully maybe increasing the age to 72 and a few more runs and years on my age may finally get to sit on a jury one day.
Yeah,
but Mr Speaker, as the member in charge has said, it is a narrow scope to this, what it is actually asking, and I'm gathering the story that I've just told. There will be a number of people out there with similar jury stories that will possibly ask for the scope of this to be widened, but as we find through the Business Committee, the scope is what we will be looking at will be the age increase. The member in charge has also said around just finding the numbers and the people to sit on jurors is harder, and I know sometimes they've got to go through a number of different applications or requested a lot of different people before they can actually fill the jurors up. So on that note, Mr Speaker, I will commend this bill to the House.
I call...
That's actually interesting how difficult it was to get out of it while you're not allowed to do it. But I mean, also him becoming MP was semi-unexpected as well.
They say the law's an ass, but there you go. Again, he didn't cover the cost of it. Let's hope that by the time he's finished his political career or whatever career he pursues after that, that the pay's gone up, Sam.
And he doesn't sit there and do Winston Peters, who just won't go away. Nothing against Winston, just the fact is I don't want you to end up like a dying Feinstein, dying at 90.
He'll never serve on a jury.
I wonder if that is his purpose ploy as being an MP is to avoid jury service.
Maybe that's the case, yeah.
Because, I mean, that was it believed to be the reason why Trump stood for president was to avoid criminal accountability.
No. Seriously?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
So let's get to the vote, because otherwise we will be here all night long.
Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The party vote is called for. The clerk will...
who voted no?
Greens. And I don't know what's happened on that one, but I'll go and look at the Hansard. Because that tells you, it does tell you the vote at the end of it is the Hansard.
Oh, Te Pāti Māori as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Te Pāti Māori actually turned up to do the vote. Because they went in the
Oh,
house, they didn't do they didn't do the speech in the allocated spot because they have speech 6 as their normal allocated speech.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
I wonder what their basis for objection to it is. Is it, again, is it the health thing
what
around
access
Māori?
to getting to a jury, considering if you're at the back of the what's of a Potiki, trying to get to say a jury service, because I'm not sure if they have a courthouse in a Potiki now. I think you might have to go to Whakatane.
That is true. That could be a problem. A lot of Māori live in rural areas, so it could be difficult for them to.
Not just that, Laura. I heard one of them, a person talking the other day in the house, and they were just talking about life expectancy and general health, and I don't know. That's maybe something they need to look at it in terms of service. Yeah, I think as long as people are competent. Can sit, listen to the facts, don't show bias and that sort of thing. I'm quite happy if anyone. I don't care if they're 100 years old. I've met people that are 100 years old that are more lucid than 60 years old.
That's true.
They've been quite capable of sitting on a jury. So I think the age thing's a bit of a joke, to be honest. I don't see it as the issue. Maybe the pay is the issue in terms of asking people to do service like that. And I don't think people should be asked to do service like that. Just if you end up, for example, on a 6-week homicide inquiry, homicide case, or a complicated fraud trial by a jury, imagine it. It's a hell of an impost on people.
The ones that I think they got excused for 5 years afterwards was the one who did the Mark Lundy retrial. It was said that they were excused.
On what basis? On what basis was he excused?
Oh no, after their service, they were excused for 5 year exemption from future jury service call-ups. And it's quite.
Do you know the reasoning?
It's quite standard. It's quite standard for murder trials, rape, and all that. That the jury itself have served get a very prolonged period of exemption due to the nature of the type of work they had to do, because it's a lot more horrific than, say, dealing with I'd like to say a traffic violation, but they usually go jury trials. But basically, it is quite a more extreme version, because you're having to look at evidence that is quite out there. It's not in your normal, what you call G-rated life.
And that case has just come to the fore again, hasn't it? Where he's been released on parole.
Yeah.